My name is Kayleen Black, and this is my Crucible. Crucible, not to be confused with crusade. No, crucibles are experiences that challenge you and jumpstart growth as leaders. When you conquer adversity, you emerge stronger than before, like a phoenix from the ashes. However, I'd consider myself pretty young, with limited experiences. While I could speak about events from high school and reminisce the old days when a crucible to me was driving a 1977 Ford F-150 that really did what I wanted, like start. Instead, I believe it would be more appropriate to speak on the experiences I'm currently having. I'd be selling myself short if I focused on my past. Also, what's great about crucibles is every step is a learning opportunity. You don't need to be done with the moment to realize you're in one. Before I begin, I would like to mention the results of my character strengths assessment. It pointed out I appreciate excellence and beauty and have a love for learning, along with other things. I don't think this test was anything less than perfect. I'm not me if I'm not smelling the roses, or in this case, noticing my leadership development as it's happening. And this year is just reaffirming this mindset. This is a transformational year of my life, and I can feel it. I've already grown so much, and I would like to pause in this moment to debrief and reflect on my growth this far. So far, I've permanently moved out on my own, have one of the biggest workloads I've ever experienced, and going through the painful process of losing a loved one. I may be struggling now, but I know I'll emerge as a stronger leader with everything I'm learning now. First, I moved out of my parents' home, permanently. I don't consider the dorms last year because I was hardly left to fend for myself. However, now I've had to learn to cook and prioritize my health. Little did I know, that's easier said than done. Through this eye-opening experience of adulthood, I've learned the importance of patience with yourself and others. It's also crucial to support your people and be there for them when you can. You don't know how this adult life is treating them, and if you need it, they'll be there for you too. Another obstacle in this crucible of a year is how daunting my schedule is. Yes, every college student is busy. It comes with a package. As for me, though, this is the heaviest workload I've ever been set to endure. I'm taking the most credit hours I've ever even imagined taking, picked up a new job as a learning assistant, and received a promotion to lead at a position I already hold on campus. These are all things I love and enjoy, but at the moment, it feels like I'm drowning in responsibility. Welcome to adulthood. It has been quite the learning curve balancing everything. I started this semester just like I normally would, but that was my first mistake. When that truck hit, I wasn't prepared and failed my first quiz. I let myself wallow a few days, but I got my act together and learned from my mistakes. I learned to manage my time differently and not let that test define me. Spoiler, I aced the next one. This is huge growth for me. In high school, I would probably still be begging the professor to let me retake it. But as a leader, it's important to be able to recognize mistakes and move on from them with lessons, but not regret. This is also something I'm trying to communicate with my students I LA with. Some didn't do as well on their last quiz as they wanted, but are very nervous for the exam still. Any chance I get, I share my experience. The most lethal thing for a student is to have a loss of confidence. Finally, the most impactful piece of my year is my grandma's declining health. She's been sick for a while, but this new year began with an ER trip that just never ended. As I speak, I'm visiting her in Salt Lake City. I'm literally in a hotel conference room right now. While this is a hard trip to take, it's one of the most important ones I'll do. My grandma was a major contributor to the woman I am today, and I never thought I'd have to be saying goodbye so soon. When the shock subsided, I was filled with regret that I didn't call at every opportunity. When I told my grandma this, she reminded me of one of the most important life lessons, highly applicable to leadership development. We don't have time to wallow in our regrets. If we did, we'd never experience anything new. As leaders, it's our job to acknowledge and learn from mistakes, but take our experience and move on. The quiz may have familiarized myself with this, but my grandma had the ability to make it permanent. I don't quite know how I'll be affected when she passes. However, I can appreciate the time I have with her now and everything that she's been able to teach me. This year isn't over, and there's still so much for this crucible to do for me. You don't have to finish a moment to recognize you're in one. Thank you.